of voice conditioning, what do you guys do to physically get yourself ready? I personally have a hard time getting a southern accent when I'm trying other kind of accents and whatnot. So what is it that you do to brace yourself physically?
You will never clear out your southern accent until you get rid of it in your day-to-day life. You need to start talking like you're from nowhere, because as soon as you become emotional, any strong emotion rises, you're going to pop back to southern. You need to have it become a second nature. I have a lot of needs about fitness and the body, because if we are not healthy, we're not making a dime. I eat in a particular way that works for my body. I don't do sugar. I try not to eat anything out of a package, although I have a weakness for chips. And French fries, yeah, okay. But, and as far as, I don't know about you, but being a singer first, I used to do a lot of rock and roll gigs. I started singing in clubs when I was 15. Don't try this at home. I know it's illegal. I lied about my age. And I went to a classical teacher and did serious hardcore opera training to build up my ribcage, which today is freakishly large. And it keeps you, I use that support, and I still go back for training from time to time, but I believe in keeping the body strong, also because I plan to live to at least 104.
Yeah, I think you're right on, though. As an actor, your body is what, it has to be, in its full range of motion, like be as healthy as possible, because that's what your instrument is, It's like you're not going to buy a really expensive guitar and then just go to trash it, You want to take care of it. So I think it's really important. And be really aware with your voice acting, limit how much, don't go off and do like a 10-hour session of screaming, you know what I mean? Like, you want your voice to last you for the rest of your life, so make sure that you're always taking care of it. And if you do have a screaming session where you're screaming for a couple hours, then make sure you don't talk the rest of the day.
There's a way to scream too. If you can get some Broadway training, there's a way where you use these muscles here and these muscles down here, and you don't use these muscles as much. You're going to get ragged eventually, but I've lost my voice at work twice. Once I was super pregnant and all this acid was burning my throat and I didn't realize it. But the other time I was doing EverQuest 2 and I had to do 15 different voice places in my voice I don't typically go, that kind of ragged me out. But when I say lost my voice, it was minimal, and I saved those bits till the end of the session, but really know your instrument, and it's your job to keep it fit. And it's, it's also your job, look at what's poisoning you or acidifying you that you're taking in. Because we make our living with our body, we have to be a little extra careful,
I think that goes for emotionally too, like anything in your life that's acid to your, confidence in your emotions, get rid of it, cut it out. Because that really does, it affects your health, it affects your confidence, it affects everything about you.
It's all here, too. Yeah.
And drink lots of water.
Yeah.
Well, since you brought up the Vorcha, I was going to say, how do you keep from busting neck muscles when you're doing the bolus and the Vorcha? Because you, like you did earlier.
Oh, yeah. Again, we would save the Vorcha for the end of the day. They wouldn't, pile all the Vorcha dialogue in one thing. It would be, maybe 20 minutes of Vorcha at the end of the day, if that. And, I wasn't necessarily doing it in the correct way, and that's why we did save it for the end of the day.
He's not actually human. He can do anything.
Yeah. But I did actually do what Jenifer was talking about earlier, that often the Vorcha, I'd have a little water in my mouth while doing the Vorcha, and that just added to the sort of liquid sound of their voice.
I drink hot water during sessions.
Yes, yeah. Hot water's great. Lemon ginger tea is something I kind of swear by as well.
And an easy way to warm up, just really quickly, is if you roll your R, do sirens while rolling your R, or that sort of thing. That's a nice way to loosen up your muscles and kind of relax the back of your throat and massage it too. So, because I had a few voice teachers tell me to do that when I was not singing properly.
And, there are those, the acting vocal exercises, red leather, yellow leather, all those kind of things. And I know they seem kind of wanky in theater school.
I drive to work Betty bought some butter, got 50 butter, bitter. If I put it in my butter, it will make my butter better.
Yeah. Before a session, I do them just because it just warms up the apparatus like anything else.
And that makes me think of another thing, which is stay in shape. You can't just expect to go to the show not having worked out. You need to sing in your car. You need to read the phone book and make it sound like something. You need to pick up a newspaper article you've never seen, read it out loud, and make it make sense instantly. Learn to read for comprehension on the spot. Just do your little skills. It's unreasonable to walk in there and expect to be on your best game when you haven't been working out, but you don't have a place to work out. So you have to invent places to work out where you don't look like a complete complete crazy person. You know, so the car is good, the shower is good, and home by yourself is good, that kind of thing.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. I guess this question is mostly for Mark or anyone else who knows. The Canadian voice acting market, I guess, because usually when I ask people about it, they don't really know too much about it.
Well, now see that's the thing. I live in a place that is not necessarily where you would think you live if you were wanted to be a voice actor, which is Edmonton. That is, it does help that Byler is based out of there, but a lot of my friends who are voice actors, they're usually based out of Toronto or Vancouver. Quite a bit of stuff gets done in Vancouver. Also, like Family Channel stuff and Cartoon Network stuff is done in Toronto. So yeah, it's generally those two major centers, and then there's Byler and Edmonton.
And I've heard like most of it's in French, is that true?
And I would be remiss. I'm not fluently bilingual myself, so of course I didn't mention the French industry, which of course will be located in Quebec. Montreal, there's a fair bit of stuff being done there. I guess there's English language stuff being done in Montreal too. But yeah, again, I'm not bilingual myself. So.
I have just one more question. I'm kind of in this like period trying to figure out like what voice acting is for me, and so I'm kind of interested to know like what kind of initiated each of your like loves for it. Like I know acting, but I don't know if it just kind of what started it. Does that make sense?
I kind of fell into it. It just, it found me, and then I just kept going because I liked the work and I liked the people. Yeah.
I found out recently that apparently I've always wanted to be a voice actor because I was looking at this journal from, I suppose, 6th grade, and it was my English journal where in my English class we had to do an entry every day, and there would be a question every day that we had to do a page on. And the question, I was reading through it, and one of the questions was, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I said I wanted to be a voice actor, which I don't remember ever thinking that. But apparently when I was...
Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, apparently when I was 12, I really wanted to be a voice actor, but I was really obsessed with cartoons. I mean, I didn't start watching stuff that wasn't animated until I was like 20. I only ever watched cartoons, so I was really obsessed with them. And then I just really always wanted to be an actress, so I guess it just sort of worked out.
For me, I mean, like I said, I was like 10, I watched a movie and I saw somebody playing in a pool of spaghetti and I really wanted to do that. But I'd say, like, if you're on the fence about it, you have to know that it's a huge lifestyle commitment. It's not just a job. It is, I got booked. I don't know when I'm going to work again. So you have to have a job that works around that job, and then you have to screw over that job, the real job occasionally, so that you can get this one job, and then maybe, you know, and you really have to dedicate like a lot of yourself to it, and kind of put everything else on the back burner, especially in the beginning.
Yeah, I've had a lot of acting coaches tell me that, you know, if you can do anything else, do it, because acting is not an easy job at all. It's very fun when you can get it, but it's a hustle. I mean, you really have to hustle, and you really have to constantly be, you know, at the ready. You always have to be practicing your skills, even if someone's not paying you for it. You have to love it to be able to do it.
And there are a million jobs around us that I don't think get nearly enough limelight. Like I said, writers, there are engineers, there's studio coordinators, there's production coordinators. There's so many cool jobs around our job that are, if they weren't there, we wouldn't be able to do our jobs. So there's a lot of positions to look at, a lot of possibilities.
You can absolutely work in the industry and not be an actor.
Yeah, and in so many great ways. Have a lot more control over what you're doing.
Yes.
It's true.